Israel's fight with Iran spreads to the energy sector. June 16, 2025. Israel and Iran struck at each other's energy facilities over the weekend, a significant escalation that brings the conflict closer to an industry vital to the global economy and markets. The attacks so far have been limited, but oil prices have risen on the risk of greater damage, and the fighting has affected tanker traffic and supply flows. Iran's role as a major oil producer and its proximity to other key exporters and transit routes gives it leverage over global energy markets. On Saturday, Ismail Qusayri, a senior commander in the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, warned Iran is considering closing the Strait of Hormuz, through which a third of the world's oil flows. Our hands are wide open when it comes to punishing the enemy, and the military response was only part of our overall response, said Qusayri, who is a member of parliament in addition to say his military position. Tehran has often made that threat in times of tension without acting on it. Shippers, however, worry vessels are sailing through the strait face a high risk of collateral damage and misidentification by warring parties, maritime security consulting firm Vanguard Text said // in a note to clients. U.S. crude oil futures rose 7.3% to close at $73 a barrel on Friday, the highest in 4 months. Tehran is also vulnerable on the energy front. Its output is a crucial source of domestic fuel supply and export revenue at a time when the country is mired into a deep economic crisis, making it a tempting target if the fighting escalates. In a sign of its sensitivity when Israel was weighing its response to an Iranian missile attack last fall, the Biden administration pressed it not to strike Iran's energy sector for fear of escalation ultimately affecting Israel's choice of targets. That restraint is starting to fade. On Saturday, Iran said Israel set off an explosion with drone strikes on 2 natural gas facilities at the giant South Pars field in the Persian Gulf. Later that day, an Iranian missile hit a refinery in Haifa, north of Tel Aviv, damaging pipelines and forcing a partial shutdown, according to the refinery's operator and footage verified by Storify, which is owned by Wall Street Journal owner News Corp. Israel then struck the main fuel depot and central oil refinery in Iran's capital, Tehran, sending flames into the sky before firefighters put down the fire early Sunday. In the Mediterranean, Israel cut off natural gas supplies from its main fields in case they got targeted in the fighting. Egypt and Jordan, which source gas from the fields, each said they were suffering natural gas disruptions and were seeking alternatives. Iran holds the world's second-largest natural gas reserves and fourth-largest crude oil resources. More recently, attacks by Yemen's Iran-allied Houthi rebels on international shipping in the Red Sea have forced tankers to reroute around Africa. By the Wall Street Journal story by Benoit Faucon, summer June 16, 2025.